Welcome to Candid Athletic Training. This is Chad, episode number 262. And thanks for tuning in. Hopefully this is going to be a good show. We've got a weird camera thing going on right now. We're going to fix that. I'm wondering if my son got a hold of the camera and got it all fuzzy. So we're going to try and take care of that real quick. No idea. Strange. Well, that's okay. This is an audio podcast at its finest, so thanks for tuning in. Hopefully everyone's having a good July, enjoyed their 4th of July. I had a great time and did a lot of fun things. Took my son to the 4th of July parade for the first time. I thought that was really fun. So, it was kind of cool. He enjoyed the candy for sure. So, let's see here. Well, I do love the summer. I do. I'm kind of sad that I work in a non-traditional setting, and I work all 12 months. And I used to enjoy, and we'll get into the candid question a little bit. It ties into tonight's show. So hopefully you're having a good summer. Nisi's here, Ariel's here. Silt Team. I don't know who Silt Team is. Silt Team is. Introduce yourself. Thanks for joining the live stream. Hopefully, let us know who you are. I appreciate it. So I'm glad that a couple people hopped on. I know this came together a little last minute, but I'm excited to do a show. I've got I'm actually going to do 2 fats. I'm not going to do an FMK. Oh, that's a good question. Rank the seasons. Maybe a good fat: winter, spring, summer, fall. I think we did that. Oh, Thomas Silberger. Is this your first live stream, Thomas? Or have you made another live stream? Let me know if you're on the live stream, if the camera looks fuzzy to you, because it looks fuzzy to me. Maybe I'm just stroking out here on the but normally I've got a really sharp, crystal clear camera, and tonight it's just not so good. I'm wondering what's going on. So we're going to do 2 fats. We're not going to do an FMK. I got a candid question. And then I actually have a pre-recorded conversation with one of our partners and sponsors about dry needling. So I brought Scott on. I pre-recorded it earlier. So I'm going to play that conversation with for you guys. I think it's really important that you hear what they've got going on. So excited to do a fun show. I hope everyone's doing well. We'll get into what's going on here in just a second, but first let's thank some sponsors. We've got obviously Healthy Roster, who's the official partner of the Candid Athletic Training podcast. They're the ones that bring everything together here, have allowed me to do this show as long as I have. Check them out. healthyroster.com. It just sounds like they've got so many fantastic things going on. So again, I just can't say enough about them. If you are looking for a new EMR, make sure you check them out. So also want to thank a couple other sponsors. Smart Tools, 10% off using the code CANDID10 on BFR equipment, and also any soft tissue instruments that they sell. SmartToolsPlus.com. Athletic Trainer Insurance Plus, if you're looking for a discounted personal or professional liability insurance. Make sure you check out Athletic Trainer Insurance Plus. Athletic Dry Needling, who you will hear more from later. Chinook Seedery, if you want to get a discount on some sunflower seeds, just become a member of the show. And then Performance Running Outfitters, if you want a discount on running shoes. 10% off for anybody listening to the show. And then if you want 25% off, become a member of the show. And then you're going to get 25% off. That's a really good deal. So I'm going to change cameras here because I think this camera, something's wrong with my camera here. Let's just try this. That's not going to work. That's not going to work either. Well, hopefully that camera, I mean, it looks blurry to me, but maybe it doesn't look blurry to you. That's okay. I'm not that good looking to begin with, so if I'm a little blurry, so be it. All right, let's do this. Let's get into our weekly shenanigans. Oh, double bump. So Megan jumped on for just a second. She's in Japan. She's got work in Japan time. Good for her. That's actually a fun thing I've got going on at work. Oh, Dylan, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it, man. So I've got a map. I've got actually 3 maps up in the office that I work in. And if somebody comes into our clinic saying, I got hurt in such and such a place, or they're going to such and such a place, we put a pin. So we're tracking basically all the injuries that have come in through the walk-in clinic that I work in and where they're going all across the world. And it's really fun to see. We've got so many, we're trying to figure out how many of the 50 states we're going to get to by the end of the year, and then all the different places around the world. It's just incredible if you stop and think about it. And if maybe in your world, it's where have all your athletes come from? If you're in the college setting or the professional setting, or if you're in the high school setting, where have your athletes gone to from your high school? Like, do you have an athlete that's maybe, gone on to play across the country? I often think about that, like how many lives we touch and where they go and kind of the interconnectedness of it. And I think that's the one part of athletic training that is the most fun to think about is the relationships. So kind of fun. So thanks, Megan, for checking us out from Japan. I have no idea what time it is there. I actually barely have any idea what time it is right now. I know I got this show started way later. Oh, honest to God, this was just my glasses were, or the camera just shifted and now it's clear. Either my glasses, now my camera looks good. I look good. I don't look good. That's okay. I'm getting a haircut on Friday. I might try and record on Sunday. Sunday's my birthday. I might record. We'll see. I'm going to try. I won't be doing anything crazy. Maybe during Bennett's nap time, I'll try and sneak down and do something real quick, a quick hitter or something fun. I don't know, off the cuff. Maybe Sunday. You can come celebrate my birthday on the 14th. So, all right, let's do this. And I have no idea how this is going to go because I got to put more thought into some of this before I start the show, but it's kind of fun to just do stuff spur of the moment. Thanks to everybody on the live stream for wishing me happy early birthday. I appreciate it. We're going to do 2 fats real quick. No, screw it. Let's actually start with our candid question of the week. I want to do that because I think this was a really interesting topic. One of my coworkers, we were talking about it. Would you rather work a 12-month or 10-month contract? Do you like working all 12 months of the year, or do you like having, for lack of a better way to explain it, I always say a teacher schedule, get the summer months off or get 2 months off, whatever it is, getting a couple months off. Maybe you work a sport where you can take the winter months off or whatever it is. So we put it up on social media, which is Candid_ATC. Let's see here. This was a really good poll because I think it was pretty close, and that's when you know it's a good question. Would you rather? 47% said they'd rather work a 12-month contract, and 53% said they'd rather work a 10-month contract. Um, obviously, you get paid more for working 12 months, but a 10-month contract allows you some flexibility. I actually really liked working a 10-month contract. I was talking to my coworker. I miss the 10-month contract. I'm really burned out right now. June and July are super busy in a walk-in clinic. Um, uh, Good night, Dylan. Thanks for popping on and saying hello. Um, I loved having my summer. I working college baseball to me was awesome. Perfect schedule. Busy season from February through May for, obviously there's stuff all, from September all the way through, but your true busy season stops in May unless you're really good and you go to the College World Series. So then I would get June, July off and then start back up with usually women's soccer or cross country in August. And I love those two down months, especially here in Wisconsin. Having June and July off in Wisconsin is incredible. It is such a fun place to be in the summer months. There's a lot to do. We have to do a lot in the summer because we only get a couple of months out of the year to do anything else fun outside. So I enjoyed the downtime, and I'm missing that now in my third year having to work June and July. And it's just, I wouldn't say it got me down in the dumps, but I think about it a lot. So I do miss that. Obviously, you get paid a little bit less if you're working a 10-month contract. Some of the comments were saying they wanted to work the 10-month contract as long as your money was spread out over 12 months because they couldn't not get paid for 2 months. And I go, well, okay, that's fine. I understand. And I think that's how mine was. I got paid, 12 monthly sums or, all year round. It just was prorated based on a 10-month contract. Ariel said she would rather work a 12-month. I did 10-month and it sucked money-wise. I work 12 now, and my supervisor is nice and lets me work from home so I can have some time off. Super nice. Kento says, I'm on a 12-month contract at a JUCO in Texas, and he's liking it. And Thomas Silberger says, 12 months isn't bad, but working summer camps is just a lot of sitting around for 10 to 12-hour stretches. So I think that's the other thing about working a 10-month contract is you get paid, and then you can pick up camp work or tournaments or whatever, and just make a little extra on the side at your own discretion. I just like having a little control to the schedule. I think that's all. I'd rather, I don't know, I like the refresh. Ariel said exactly. She's at a JUCO and there is nothing really going on in the summer, even though I have 6 sports. Yeah, that's fun. That's good. I mean, good for you guys. I think it's important to have some downtime at your job, regardless if you're completely off or if you're not completely off. At least have it where you can mentally recharge. I think those are the appropriate times to do your continuing education, whatnot, learn the things you want to learn the things you want to apply in your current setting. So super interesting. I just think that was a good candid question of the week. So thanks to my coworker, Allison, for posing it. The 12 month versus 10 month. I thought it was a really good debate. So let's go with one of our fats. Let's go with the fun one. And then we'll go with the other fun one second. So the first fun one, it's 4th of July. We tried to do something fun for my 3-year-old. So we decided that we would, for the first time, make him some s'mores. So I literally just like an hour ago put on social media of the s'mores, which would make the best fictional athletic trainer. Is it the graham cracker? Is it the marshmallow? Or is it the chocolate? And I haven't looked to see what the results are here. Okay. early results are in. These are very early. Like I said, this has only been going on like less than an hour. And right now it's 53% for graham cracker. Marshmallow at 32% and the chocolate at 15%, which just surprises me a little bit because who doesn't like chocolate? The comment said from Dylan Alam said the cracker because it holds everything together. And then Nate replied, I agree. It's not the flashiest component, but without it, everything is a mess. I agree that it kind of, well, I don't know. Technically, does the graham cracker hold it together or does the marshmallow, the sticky marshmallow, hold it together? Because it's the sticky part. I mean, obviously it's a sandwich, so you squeeze the graham cracker. The graham cracker so your fingers don't touch the marshmallow. But the marshmallow, if done right, is kind of the linchpin that holds the two graham crackers together. Like you could hold one graham cracker up and the bottom graham cracker shouldn't fall. What's your ratio on a graham cracker if you're on the live stream here? I mean, is it one marshmallow, one chocolate? I like to actually go. Made me think of Superbad. Ball, Dick, Ball. It's like a division sign. If I can, 2 marshmallows or like a marshmallow above and below the chocolate, surrounding the chocolate, with obviously the graham crackers on the outside. Let me tell you this: finding gluten-free graham crackers is kind of a chore, and then not as good as a traditional graham cracker. I'll say that. You got to really work at the gluten-free s'mores because the gluten-free graham crackers are subpar. They've come a long way with some gluten-free stuff, but graham crackers just ain't one of them. Nisi said 1 of each and then 2 crackers. Fair. So let's think about this. So obviously there's the mess factor. Marshmallows are the messiest. Chocolate is messy. Graham crackers are never messy. So that's a good quality for an athletic trainer, is to be tidy and clean. However, if you think about it, the marshmallow is the one that kind of has to put in the most work. It's trial by fire, literally. You have to learn in the fire. You have to season it in the fire. I think that's a good quality for an athletic trainer, is to be like, the only way you're going to get better at athletic training is kind of going through it and getting burnt a little bit. Now, I will say the marshmallow is going to have probably the most variability because you can overcook it, undercook it. But when it's good, it's the best part. I'd argue that the marshmallow, when the marshmallow is just right, that makes the whole dessert. Seasoned marshmallow. Quality marshmallow. I never went, damn, that was a great cracker I just had. Now, chocolate, it's about volume. You can have too little chocolate in a s'more. I don't know if you can have too much, but it's always kind of consistent. So maybe the chocolate is the best part because it's the most consistent of the ingredients. I'm sort of leaning marshmallow here. I like the fact that it's the most pliable, the most malleable. It's kind of like the key to the taste factor. I don't know. Is there another way of looking at this? What holds up the best? The chocolate probably holds up the best. I don't know. When you use cracker is reliable, it doesn't melt. I mean, yeah, it's just the cracker's just so not flashy. And maybe athletic trainers don't need to be flashy. They just need to be there, consistent. I understand the argument. I'm just trying to see if there's an argument for marshmallow because peak performance. Maybe I'm just being swayed by my taste buds. Sturdy crackers. But crackers fall apart. I guess the marshmallow can drip. I kind of like that the marshmallow has to, like the cracker, you break it in half or you put two together. I mean, if you break it in half, is it going to come out clean? I'm not sure. I like that the marshmallow can be molded. I'm gonna go marshmallow. I understand that the graham cracker is gonna win the popular consensus vote, but I'm gonna make the argument that the marshmallow is truly the MVP of the s'more and would make the best athletic trainer, because when it's done correctly, it's going to give you the most bang for your buck. It's going to also allow for the most flexibility. I'm probably losing that battle, but that's okay. When was the last time you had a s'more? All right, Ariel says marshmallow. I could see it's sweet and it has squishy insides and is a hot mess, but at the end of the day, it's the best part. Thank you. Yeah. See, maybe not. You ever have a bad marshmallow though? So you can't say it's like unreliable because it just takes a little bit more seasoning, as I think most athletic trainers do. You're not perfect when you come right out of the box or the bag. It takes some work to get you where you need to be. When was the last time you guys had a s'more if you're on the live stream? Because I had one this last weekend, but before that it had been several years, unfortunately. Man, I might actually. You know what? My new, ever since we had the s'more, my new like kind of hack dessert, like my late night, like I just want something quick and delicious, is legitimately just taking a spoon full of Nutella and just taking some marshmallows and putting Nutella on my marshmallows and just popping them like they're candy. Really, really fun to do. Kind of like literally one of my favorite desserts I've ever had now. Nutella marshmallows. Who would have thought? I'm sure other people have done it. I'm sure I'm way late to that game, but it's been super enjoyable. So if you haven't, maybe you should try it and then tag me. Take a video to your reaction. Nutella marshmallows. Tag me Instagram at Candid_ATC. I would like to see all the people eating Nutella marshmallows and giving their review if you have never done it before. I remember my first time. So, okay. The other thing we did, and actually this actually worked out really well for today for the fat, because actually today, I have to look up the actual date. Today was released the Minions movie. And we watched it with my son for the Minions movie, which I didn't know. I thought it was the first one in the lot. Minions 2015, so it's 9 years old today. I didn't know that Despicable Me came out before Minions because I haven't seen the other ones. So I thought Minions was the first, and then they got into the Despicable Me afterwards. I was clearly wrong. But it is the anniversary of Minions, and I just watched it with Bennett. So I put up on social media, of the three main Minions in the Minions movie, that's Kevin and Stuart and Bob, who would make the best AT? So this is going to be fat number 2. I might have to do some double fats here to catch back up from the weeks that I missed, so that the next fat bracket we have plenty of characters. So don't be surprised if I start doing some double fats or start doing a couple episodes a week. So let's go onto our Twitter here. Oh, wow. 71% of the vote for Kevin. So Kevin Minion is rolling away with this thing. 15% for Stuart, 14% for Bob. So Kevin was kind of the main, all three of them were kind of the main component in the Minion movie. Kevin was sort of the lead. He kind of took charge and said, hey, I got a plan. Let's go find a new boss here. Minions, Kevin. So Kevin the Minion. I'm trying to think what weapons they were given in Minions. All right, so let's do this. Stuart, Kevin. Let's see here. Kevin is one of the more notable minions of Despicable Me franchise. He appears in Despicable Me 2, Despicable Me 3, Training Wheels, the prequel films, Minions and Minions Rise of Gru. A minion by the same name, having different appearance. All right, here we go. Kevin is a tall, two-eyed minion with a sprout cut hair, and he's usually seen wearing his golf apparel. So golf apparel would be an okay, like, AT outfit. He loves to make fun and tease people or minions. He likes playing golf, polo, and cricket. So he's at least got a little bit of hand-eye coordination. Kevin has a sense of humor, shown when he thought it was hilarious to turn into a mutant purple minion. He's the leader in the search of a new master who truly cares about the well-being of the minion tribe, which is dependent on them having a proper master. I agree. Let's talk about minions. Kevin steps up for the entire minion tribe for the search of a new boss after the tribe is in peril. He recruits Stuart and Bob for this mission. Kevin sometimes wore Bob along the way. Halfway on the boat, Kevin notices Bob's stomach rumbling loudly from hunger and whimpering. Realizes Bob was hungry. Stuart begins to hallucinate, thinking Kevin and Bob are bananas, and tries to eat them. Bob then sucks on Kevin's head and then pushes them both away. Minions' coats were too hot and heavy. I'm paraphrasing here. When Stuart, and Bob need a ride, they try hitchhiking. They fail twice. They don't give up. They go to the Villain Con in Orlando. So he's got the lava lamp gun. What would a lava lamp gun be good for in athletic training? A little heat pack, probably some rehab. That's about it. He's the only one that doesn't get caught. He finds the queen. Then he's got to break him out. Then he goes big. He goes large. Could you imagine that? I think that would be kind of helpful. And then he's kind of the one that sacrifices himself and takes Scarlet out into outer space and then knocks her out, and he kind of saves the day. He kind of goes big. Okay, let's see. Ariel says, I am biased because Bob is my favorite and reminds me of me. I think Bob has charming qualities and a big heart. He wants to be involved and help people. He may need thicker skin to be an AT. Bob is fun and kind-hearted, resilient, motivated, but easily distracted. I'm going with Bob, but Kevin may be the best. And Nate said the lava gun, hand rehab, putty. I'm trying to remember what the other two had in the Minions movies. So let's see if I can find that real quick. Let's go to Stuart. What did he get? What would he get? Despicable Me, and Minions. Stuart, though not paying attention to Kevin's speech, joins. He's just all in. He's just not paying attention. He's the one that gets super hungry. Definitely a quality of an AT. Tries to lick Kevin. He gives him the hypnotize hat, which would be super useful as an AT. If you were given a hypno hat, just for rehab, for evaluation, maybe even just on field, like, hey, I need you to lay still. Look into my hat. Calm down. Don't move. I'm going to need to stabilize here. So I think so far the hypno hat is like a huge thing. Let's see. Other than that, he doesn't really do a ton, to be honest. So let's see what they say about Bob here. King Bob. Yeah, that's right. He became big. Personality. Bob is a minion who is more childish and immature than most of the other minions. He's described as little brother who finds love in anything and everything, including a rat named Poochie. He found in the sewer in the Minions film. He also enjoys bedtime stories and playing with his favorite stuffed teddy bear. Minions. He was the only one who like was in on the journey. He like joined wholeheartedly. He's the one that got hungry. Obviously, that's definitely an AT trait. The stretch suit. The stretch suit. I don't even remember what he did with the stretch suit. Oh, like the long arms. Oh, that would be super useful. The stretch suit, being able to like even just get a bird's eye view. Just standing on the sideline, going stretch, going up tall. Long arms, long legs might be good for taping, treatment, evaluation. I think that's kind of a cool skill to have. One, on field, getting to athletes on field would be a breeze. In the rehab room, you could probably use your long extremities as jump ropes or obstacles or whatever. You could spot from wherever you are. So in terms of the three things, the hypno hat, the stretch suit, and then the lava lamp, the lava gun, if I had to rank them, or maybe I'll just FMK them real quick because I'm not doing a true FMK. We'll do that. I'm going to say I'm going to marry the hypno hat. I'm going to marry the hypno hat. I think that would be the most useful in terms of how often we just need an athlete to just calm down or just listen to what I say, follow what I'm saying. How many times we say, you did my rehab finally and now you're feeling better. If you would have started at the beginning. So being able to hypnotize them into listening earlier would be a huge win. So give me that. I'm going to marry that. I think I'll just F with the stretch suit because there's a few things that it would be kind of fun. No, I'm kind of second guessing. The lava gun, rehab, heating things up. Kill the lava gun. Give me the stretch. I'll F with the stretch suit. Because be kind of fun to be able to stand up really high and get a bird's eye view during games, practices, be able to see a little bit more, get to athletes a little bit quicker, just to be able to do tasks from where you're sitting and not have to get over to them. Sign me up for that, at least a little bit. So, final answer is marry the hypno hat, F with the stretch suit, kill the lava gun. But in terms of the actual minions, I guess I gotta go with the consensus here on social media that Kevin was the most take charge. He had the plan, even though they were kind of winging it, all three of them. Even though Bob's got the most, friendly personality, Kevin's the most organized and at least can kind of take charge a little bit. Willing to, I mean, I guess Bob also wanted to take a risk. But give me Kevin. So, okay. All right. I think that's what we've got for our shenanigans. Let's do a feature topic. Before we do that, Ariel said she's going to F the hypno hat. That way I could convince my athletes to do something and marry the stretch suit because I feel like I could kill my back and body doing all this stuff, kill the lava gun because I might hurt someone. Yeah, agreed. Okay. So what we got to do, like I said, our feature topic tonight is actually a pre-recorded conversation I had earlier in this week with Scott Dixon, who is with one of our partner companies, Athletic Dry Needling. So I just wanted to share this conversation that I had with him. So here we go. I hope you enjoy this. Let's see. Oh yeah, here we go, Chad. This is what we're doing. And go. All right. I am here with Scott Dixon, a friend of mine, and who actually taught me how to dry needle. And yeah. Scott, welcome to Candid Athletic Training. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate you guys having me.
Yeah, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. I think I took your course. Man, when did I take your course? That must have been 4 years ago, 5 years, 4 or 5 years, 4 or 5 years ago. So, so you started your own thing. So why don't you just go ahead and introduce yourself and just explain what you're doing now?
Yeah. So I'm Scott Dixon. I'm a physical therapist by training, but I'm a second career physical therapist. So I went back to school late in life. So when I graduated, I didn't want to feel like a new grad. So I took 12 content courses a year for 10 years. I mean, I became a major course junkie. 10 of them were in dry needling. So I got certified by everybody. I taught for another company for 6 years. Loved it. Got to meet friends like you all over the country. And then last November, I decided to branch out and do my own. And it has been going amazing. We're having so much fun. It's great being the boss. It's great coming up with my own content, and we're evolving like every class. So every time we teach, we're learning different things about what the students want and how we can make this applicable in the clinic in day one, and really just trying to grow the brand. So I've got 5 amazing instructors that I'm training right now. So my main goal is to get those guys on the road so I can be at home more. As you know, I got twin little girls, so I'm trying to be home more, and they're 12.
Wow.
So yeah, when I was working for the other company, I was doing 3 courses a month, and it just got, for 6 years, it just got exhausting. So I'm ready. These guys are young and they're ready to go travel. They're ready to teach the country. I'm like, good, you can do it.
That's great. So I think the fun thing about dry needling for those that can do it is, I think most athletic trainers, when they're looking for continuing education, they want, especially a newer athletic trainer, it's
right.
How can I really improve my patient outcomes? And I think the one thing newer athletic trainers kind of always gravitate towards are the hand-on skills. And I think dry needling is just that. And to be honest, when I took the course, I had been, an athletic trainer for 10, 11, 12 maybe years, somewhere in there. And I thought what I really liked about it, I mean, obviously, yeah, sticking a needle in someone's kind of cool, but honestly, when you're doing a course like that, I think what's also equally important is sometimes just a refresher on anatomy.
Agreed.
So tell me.
Yeah, one of the things we've been getting, and because we're always open to suggestions, and so I'll be asking people, hey, we're a new company, what do you think? And the biggest feedback I'm getting is at least a list of the muscles covered. Because like you said, a lot of people, if you've been out for a while, you're a little rusty on kind of neural anatomy. So now in our welcome letter, we say, hey, this is what we're going to cover. You might want to brush up on that if you haven't looked at, the neural anatomy on upper and lower extremities for a while. you might want to brush up. And that's been really helpful.
So, how often are the courses?
Right now, our summers are super busy. I mean, I'm trying to schedule as many as I can, and that's been the coolest thing. It's kind of, I guess, it's kind of karma, is what some people consider it. Like when I was out traveling the country, meeting guys like you, I had nothing to gain. I just love people. I wasn't trying to, hey, if I talk to Chad, maybe one day it'll pay off. I just loved people and I loved helping people. And now that I've got my own company, all these people are coming back to me going, hey, how can I help you? Right. And it's really cool because it's like I
Yeah.
did something good with nothing expected. And now I'm meeting all these contacts and it's been amazing. I mean, it's been growing faster than I thought it would. I'm super excited about like this summer, we've got 10 courses coming up
Wow.
and I can't get my staff trained fast enough. And I think that to me is the hardest part because I've been doing this for so long and these guys are good instructors, but it's like, it's like handing someone your kid, you're like, all right, here it is. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you're teaching it good, but I really want it this way. And it's hard for
Sure.
me to kind of not be so particular because they're great clinicians or else they wouldn't have hired them. But I'm like, I really want it done this particular way. And so I'm making them all do at least 3 classes with me, shadowing
Sure.
before they get out on the road. And they're amazing. They're so eager. And it's, I told them, I said that the biggest thing I learned from my previous company is how not to be a leader. It was a great company. I don't know if you had the opportunity to meet Ken. He was a lead instructor. He's amazing, an incredible dude, incredible human. But I want these guys to feel like it's a team, and I want the students to feel like they can have as much fun and learn. So the number one goal of our company is to make it applicable in clinic come Monday. So we keep it very safe, number one, and very simple. I tell people, I said on the eval, it says, the only question I care about is, are you okay doing this in clinic on Monday, 1 through 5? I want that to be a 5, right? Because
Sure.
that's all I care about is, can you use this on Monday? Because when you take a class and then you're like, I don't remember it, it feels like you just wasted the money just to get some CEUs,
Sure.
right?
Yeah, agreed. I think that the ones that you can do, and dry needling is a skill.
Yeah,
So, like any
no
other
doubt.
skill that an athletic trainer has to learn, the only way you're going to get better at it is by doing it not 3 times, not 30 times, not 300 times,
Right,
but 3,000 times.
right,
So the more you do it, and that's the cool thing about actually taking a course with you is, um, when you take a lot of online courses, you learn,
right.
but you're not
Yeah,
necessarily doing.
yeah,
You're walking around, and I remember taking when you taught me, it was like, all right, I want to do this. Like, how did this needle placement look, hand position,
yeah,
whatever, so you're getting instant feedback, and it just
right.
builds confidence. I think that's super important. And then you can
Yeah,
do
we've
it
we
not just one
we've
time; you can
even
do it a
had
couple times in a row.
Yeah, we've even added a review each day, which I didn't do previously. So every
Sure.
day we're like, all right, we're putting you on the spot. Show me this, show me that speed route. Quick, switch to the partner, switch to the partner. And you can tell people that were nodding the day before saying, oh, I got it. And I'm like, okay, show me. Remind me again. So I
Yeah.
really, really stress that. And the other thing that I wanted for people to know is we're a small company. We have like 5 people. Everybody in class, as you know, gets my cell and they can reach out
Wow.
to me anytime. I mean, I get texts from years ago. Hey, I taught you. You taught me 5 years ago. I was doing the brachioradialis or something. Or I was doing this technique, and what are your thoughts? The funniest one, literally just yesterday. Thank God I had my phone and not my daughter's. A butt came across the screen,
Oh
like
no.
somebody's butt, and the text came afterwards. Hey, is this needle in the right place? But I didn't see that. All I saw was his
NSFW.
butt. Yeah, I'm like, by the way, tell me who you are first and then whose butt this is, right? So I tell people, I'm happy to answer any questions, but no more butt shots of your patients, right?
Yeah. So let's go back. Let's scale it back. Just let's
Yeah,
go real quick. The course.
yeah,
How many CEUs? How long is, like, it's a 3-day course? How many
yeah. It's a
hours?
3-day course, 27 hours, 27 CEUs. And I mean, I'm telling you, my favorite thing, because I didn't realize this was the hardest part about owning a teaching company, is the credentialing. So I give the biggest credit to athletic trainers because they're the only ones that are nationwide. I love it. I love the BOC. Like for PTs and gyros, I got to apply state to state to state, every state, and there's a fee. With athletic trainers, it's nationwide, so that's a huge stress reliever off the company.
It's interesting because I think people would say, athletic trainers would say, on the other flip side of it,
Yeah.
you know, in terms, well, and it's good. It sounds like it's good that in terms of getting credentialed on your end, it's
Yes.
really good.
Yes.
But in terms of being an athletic trainer, some states can, some states can't. Uh,
Right.
so you got to just, that's interesting. I think that's a really interesting concept that,
Yeah, so it's easy to get approved by the national service, but we don't regulate state to state. So it
yeah.
is very interesting that a national organization says, "Hey, you can teach us, but not every state can do it."
Wow.
It's kind of weird. Yeah,
And
and
so
there's a lot
then,
of gray. There's a
uh,
lot of gray with athletic trainers. A lot
yeah,
of states say they don't say you can, they don't say you can't. So people are doing it anyway,
yeah.
until they tell them
Um,
they can or they can't.
and what's a normal class size?
Yeah, good question. So one of the things about because we're a small company, like we talked about earlier, if they need someone out there, I can come for 6 people. I just picked up. I taught over at South Alabama University. Great group of athletic trainers, amazing, all athletic trainers. They were so amazing. But they said the other company won't come for less than 10. I'm like, that kind of sucks. Because it was all in house. It was their staff, and it
Yeah.
had 8. And I said, I will come. So, and then the other extreme is we cut ours off at 15. I've been seeing online where some companies will have 40 people in a class. I'm like,
Wow.
for a skill like dry needling, I mean, the company's making great money.
Sure.
You think, $800 course, 40 people. But told my instructors, I said, I know you guys want to make more money, but 15 is going to be our max. So I'm cutting it off at 15. Once the course gets 15, there's more people, we'll schedule another weekend.
And
So it's
typically, what percentage of your classes are filled by ATs? Like, how many ATs
it's
are you
actually,
seeing? Yeah.
yeah, it's actually been a lot. I think it might be the name. The name of the company is Athletic Dry Needling,
Yeah.
and we really focus on function. That's our biggest thing. Like I don't give people a bunch of protocols. I'm actually getting to meet with a company tomorrow that teaches movement screening, and it's a really big fitness company for performance coaches out of Canada. So we're going to try to meet with them on doing our screening pre and post needling. So I think we really target the athletic training population. 2 of our instructors are athletic trainers.
Two
One's
of
a
your five.
DC ATC. 2 of our 5. One's a DC ATC and one's a PT ATC. So yeah, we're I think most of our classes are probably 50%
Wow.
athletic trainers that
That's
I've taught
awesome.
so far.
That's
Yeah.
great. That's so awesome. I mean, I think it's such a great hands-on skill, a tool that all athletic trainers can use.
Oh yeah.
Not all. I shouldn't say that. Obviously, I think probably high school, but like if you're in a setting where it's allowed,
Right.
it's one that
Right.
you're gonna want to learn.
Without it, I think it's a great tool to have in the toolbox. It's
Yeah.
very effective, and it doesn't take a lot of your time with that person. So especially in a college setting, you're juggling, sometimes 20, 30 people in the training room, and it might be hard to do a huge manual therapy session, but you can go over there with good palpation and good teaching, put a couple needles in there in the right place, and let them sit, and they're going to have really good outcomes. So it's also a really good way to manage a large number of people in a training room without, spending hours doing a manual therapy.
And then, what about supplies? The needles themselves and stuff. Like, do you sell them, or do you recommend?
Yeah, we do absolutely. So we go through a company called PT United. They give us the needles, and then we recommend all our patients go through them. So the prices are the same as they would be anywhere. They're an amazing company. They're really supportive. And what the guy sent me a slide the other day to put on there, and I really liked the way he worded it. He said, "We are a physical therapy co-op," and that's basically how they
Mm.
run it. So PT United is you can buy in if you want, and if you buy in, you get a discount on everything that you would buy in PT, athletic training, chiropractic, or you can just buy from them as a consumer. But if you join, you get these incredibly discounted prices. So it's kind of like that. It's a co-op.
That's
So they
awesome.
give us the needles for free, and then we tell everybody, hey, either join or buy our needles through them, and that's how they make their business. But
And that's the way that all this should be done. Like,
yeah,
I'm trying to do the same thing working with you is frankly, you're a partner. And I said, well, normally with, podcasts and content creators, they're looking for advertisers. And I said, I don't want a
right,
single dollar from you. I
right,
don't want anything. I want to be able to give back to the listeners. So I think what's kind of
right,
unique about our relationship is I'm not charging you to be a partner of the show. And we talk about
right,
you I talk about you every show and say, look, if you're looking to get dry needling, Scott's your guy. And this is what we do. And in fact, I'm asking you to give discounts to the people that listen to this show because
right.
I think that's the way that a relationship should work. So again, if you are new and you haven't listened to the Candid Athletic Training podcast, Scott has said, hey, you know what? You can have $100 off if you become a member of our show.
Yep.
So, you know, I don't know if you want to tell people how much a course costs, but I mean, they're going to
Yeah.
save. So what's the normal price of a course?
Yes. The course is typically $9.95.
Okay.
And one of the yeah, and so if they do go through that, if they go through the website, which I'm sure you'll either post or you'll comment on the websites, everything from our email to our website is athletic dry needling. So it's athleticdryneedling.com. My email is athleticdryneedling@gmail.com. But if they purchase a class, they'll just type in Candid ATC, and that will give them a $100 discount if they're the members,
Yeah,
right? So they have to be a member of your show to get that discount.
that's right.
And I'm the same way. Even when I was traveling teaching for the other company, you know that I was giving you guys shout out. I had a slide in my thing every
That's
time I
great.
taught an athletic
Please
trainer. I'm
do.
like, dude, if you're not listening to these guys, you should. I said
Yeah.
I don't get a lot of it because it's athletic training jokes, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if you're an athletic trainer, you need to give these guys a listen because they're hilarious.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it. That's the way it's
Yeah.
supposed to work. So, what else? What else do people need to know?
So again, it'll be fun. That's the big thing. I'm not sure if you remember. One of the biggest comments I get when I'm done teaching is that it didn't even feel like 3 days. I mean, Scott was entertaining. I like to make people laugh. And I want them to learn. But I don't care if they leave going, wow, he's the greatest person ever. I don't care. Can you dry needle and did you have fun? That's all I care about, right? I don't want to stand up there with this big ego going, I know so much more than you. I'd rather just, are you good at it and can I help you in any way? And I think that comes out in my teaching, and
Absolutely.
I want that. Yeah.
For sure. I think that was the one thing is it was like the way the course was set up was let's learn about let's learn about a needle, a muscle group,
Yeah.
whatever. Let's break it down, go back to your partner, your group,
Yeah.
and you're gonna walk around and talk to everybody and everyone's gonna get a shot to practice it and do it. And
Yeah.
how do you feel? How comfortable are you? Really good.
It's
So
it's very it's very hands-on. Like we probably have in 27 hours, we have 3 hours of lecture, and the rest of it is hands-on
yeah, that's
and
what I
then
loved. I
practice.
don't like sitting and when
Yeah.
everything's so drawn out and
Right.
sometimes the theory is good. Like you
Right.
always do want to understand the why behind something, why it
Yes.
works,
Agreed.
but it can be, you can go too far with it.
Right.
And once you just understand, like as an athletic trainer, you say, hey, here's basically what's happening.
Right.
Um, but you want to know how am I doing this?
Right.
So
Yeah. You
after you
do.
learn a brief why, because you don't really need to go too far into, like, if you're working with a college kid, you can
Right.
over explain something and you've lost them.
Right.
Be like, hey, trust me, here's what we're going to
Yeah.
do. And then they may come back and say, well, why is this work? And then you can give them the
Right.
why, but it's way
Right.
more important that you know what you're doing and how to apply it and how to do it along with a little bit of why.
Right. Yeah. In our level two, we go into a lot more the clinical reasoning. I mean, I think there's probably 6 hours of lecture in level two because it's kind of more detailed and more
Sure.
diagnosis basis. The one thing I don't think it's a complaint, but the one observation I got is we do not do diagnosis specific. Right. I decided that because I don't treat every shoulder the same way. So my cousin with shoulder impingement, I'm going to do more by my palpation, kind of what I'm seeing. I'm going to put one here, here, and here every time. Right. I don't have a
Sure.
protocol. Right. But in level two, we treat kind of joint by joint. shoulder, elbows, hip. We're treating each one of those anterior, posterior, and medial. So it's more diagnosis specific. But in
Sure.
level one, it's like, let's just cover a lot of muscles so you can take this in the clinic or anywhere you're at and practice this needling right away on these athletes. And because dry needling is based on the body's ability to kind of heal itself, which is one of our test questions, what is dry needling based on? It's amazing for the athletic population. I mean, I've had these guys stand up and like, I don't have any pain. Technically, it should work over the next couple of days, but some of these younger, professional athletes, I needle them and they're like, oh my God,
It's
I
gone.
literally have no pain. Yeah, gone. I have to tell people in my clinic, because in my clinic, that's all I do. Only
Right.
thing I do in my clinic is dry needle. That's why people are there to see me.
Sure.
I have to tell people when they write the review, don't say one visit, right? Because then everybody expects that, right? Say, hey, Scott got me better. Don't say Scott got me better in one visit, right?
Oh, under promise and over deliver, and not the other way
Yes, tell
around.
tell them it's right. But again, it's I'm out on the road. I'm doing what I love. I'm meeting people. I'm
That's
helping
awesome.
people become good clinicians. It's like I said, I'm completely humbled that everything that I did for the last 7 years, kind of to make somebody else rich, is coming back and showing the fruits of my labor. It's
Good for
you
you.
hear that all the time. They hear it all the time. Hey, if you do this, it'll come back. And now it finally is, and it's been so much fun. Like other than the traveling, the actual active airports and hotels, but
Yeah.
once I'm there, I mean, I was in Appleton, Wisconsin. I don't think I'll ever go to Appleton again.
I
But
mean,
it
it's
was
just a
fun.
hop, skip, and a throw from me. So yeah.
Yeah. There's
So
one of the best
so
pizzas I think I've ever had.
oh really? Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where are the next couple? So give me
Yeah.
a couple
I
coming up,
got you.
and then we'll get you out of here.
Yeah, no, I'm in no rush. So I got one coming up in Huntsville in July. I've got Indianapolis also in July. I got a bunch in July. Um, Atlanta, Georgia, coming up in August. Um, Fort Lauderdale coming up in August. I got an Ohio.
Atlanta is in August.
Atl- Yeah, Atlanta, August 9th through 11th.
All
And
right.
then I got two in August in Palm Beach, Florida, because it's a big company that invited me in, and so we split it. Um, but Huntsville, Indiana, the Indianapolis one, I do have a couple spots. I've got 5 athletic trainers that have already signed up,
Oh, that's
but I
great.
do have a couple more spots if they're interested. And
And India
then
is July. What dates?
Indianapolis is July 26th through 28th.
26 to 28. Okay.
Yeah. And then I got an Ohio, Blue Ash, Ohio, August 23rd through 25th.
Blue
And
Ash.
Blue Ash, Ohio, which I don't really know where that is.
I've never heard of that. It's great.
Yeah.
We'll look that one
And
up
then
when
I
you're
got
done.
a Denver in November, 1st through 3rd for those West Coast people.
November what? First through third. All
One
right.
through three. Yeah, this coming out in 2 weeks. It might be a little soon for everybody, but July 12th through 14th, like next weekend, we're in Billings, Montana. And it's
Yeah,
actually, I
we
think
already
so
talked about
far,
that one.
yeah, I think there's already 4 people signed up for all athletic trainers. So we're loving it.
That's
So
great.
yeah, I appreciate you doing what you can to spread the word. And I hope you know that it's mutual. We're out there pushing you guys as well.
Appreciate it. So I will
Yeah,
continue
man.
to put that out there.
Cool.
Well, Scott, I appreciate you
Yeah,
coming
man.
on and sharing this opportunity.
Oh, of
Just letting
course,
people
man.
know what you're doing. Obviously, we want to help facilitate um, getting ATs who want to get dry needle with you and learning skills
Right.
that is going to help them become better clinicians. So again,
Absolutely.
that's what this is all about.
Absolutely. One of the things I always say when I do these things is I've taken every company out there. So, and they're all good. I don't have any negative thing to say. So if somebody was like, hey, you're not in my area, but this one is, and I have a question about it, they can always reach out.
Sure.
And they can tell me kind of what they're looking for. I'll be happy to help.
Cool.
So if you're like, hey, you're not coming to Texas in a while, I want to take it. Who do you recommend and why? I'll be happy to help because there's some great companies out there as well. You know,
That's great. I
yeah,
think that's when you know you're doing it for the right reasons.
yeah, yeah. Because I mean, they all have different approaches. And depending on your settings, some might not be right for you, but I'll be happy to answer you. Hopefully you'll post my email and on there on the podcast so anybody can
Yeah,
reach
for
out to
sure.
me.
Scott at,
Happy to help. Yeah, man.
you want it Scott at,
No, just to athleticdryneedling
oh,
at gmail.com.
okay.
Athleticdryneedling at gmail. And hit
Athletic
me
Dry
up and I
Needling
will
at
answer.
Gmail.
.com.
I'm just writing that in dry needling at Gmail. Should be pretty
Yeah.
easy to remember. Okay. Scott,
Yeah.
appreciate it,
Cool,
man.
man. Yeah, Chad, I appreciate you taking the time, man.
All right.
I know we had to wait till the little one got down. I feel you.
Yeah. All right.
All right, buddy. Be good.
Okay. So, all right. So that was actually a fun conversation to have. So if you are still listening here, if you are in, so for July, he's got courses in Huntsville. I think Hannah Chun and her folks are putting that one together. Indy, July 26th to the 28th. So if you are in those two parts of the country in July, Huntsville and Indianapolis. Looking forward in August, it looks like Atlanta, Fort Lauderdale, and Palm Beach. And then, also the Blue Ash, Ohio is in August. And then in November, it sounds like he's got a course in Denver. So plan accordingly. If you have questions or are interested in doing some dry needling certificate, wow, getting your certificate in dry needling or certified in it, I should say, you can reach out to them, athleticdryneedling@gmail.com. If you're going to do that, though, make sure you become a member of Candid Athletic Training for $25, and then you're going to save $100 off their course. So I think that's a good deal. So thanks to Scott for coming on. I'm gonna wrap up the show. Thanks to all the live streamers who popped on. As I said before, potentially going to do another show this weekend, maybe Sunday. My birthday, we'll see. If I can come up with some topics to talk about in the next couple of days, maybe we'll give it a go. Otherwise, first part of next week. Thanks to Healthy Roster. Let me throw them up. The official sponsor of Candid Athletic Training podcast, healthyroster.com. Also, thanks to Smart Tools, Athletic Trainer Insurance Plus, Athletic Dry Needling, who you just heard from, Chinook Seedery, and Performance Running Outfitters. Lots of ways that you can get some savings by becoming a Candid Athletic Training member. I hope everybody is having a good July, and we will see you all soon, okay? Take care.